Hey guys, Frightener22 here, and welcome back to another movie review from me. This weekend I got, like I said, to two movies, and the second one that I just saw this morning, and it was one that has been really anticipated for me for a really long time, and it is Joseph Kosinski's Oblivion. This film stars Tom Cruise, and it's a really, really interesting science fiction film. It basically takes place many years after Earth was attacked and ravaged by an alien life form. Luckily, Earth won the war, but they had to go to their last option and use the nukes. So as much as we won the war, Earth has been all but destroyed entirely. There's like nothing inhabitable in there. So basically, Tom Cruise plays a guy that is just sent to run maintenance and keep these things like drones that are patrolling and basically doing security and surveillance for the resources that, these big like compactors that are extracting like whatever usable resources are left on Earth. So he, repairs those because there's like a tribe or, odd grouping of people still left on Earth that are like, still attacking things and what have you. So he's like the mop-up crew with basically his girlfriend there that is kind of the one that stays at home base and walks him through everything that he has to do and make sure he's secure all the way through. But Tom Cruise is a curious Earthling. He starts uncovering books, in the wreckage of everything, and he begins questioning what it is he's exactly doing here and whether he knows the true story of what really brought Earth and brought himself to where he is now. It's really interesting, and like I said, Joseph Kosinski directed this. He's a new up-and-coming director. You guys might know him from his directorial debut a few years ago in Tron Legacy, which I fucking loved. I thought it was a terrific sequel to an original cult classic film, and Joseph Kosinski's back 3 years later with a new, unique take on the science fiction movie. The thing that I really loved about this film is that it's very... it's simplistic. It's basically Tom Cruise and the female character carrying the film for more or less half the film before you see more supporting characters enter into it. And that's a really big credit into Tom Cruise's acting ability. You can call him a wacko or whatever it is, but I always kind of carry the torch for Tom Cruise. I think that he is one of the most consistent actors working today. I think that he picks brilliant film roles. I think that he's been given superior opportunities to work with top talent and top directors in Hollywood. And you can say what you will about him in his private life, but the guy can fucking act, and he has some of the best movies year in and year out. And Oblivion is just another one added to that all-star roster of films that he already has underneath his belt. And, he's great in it because it's really hard to not only tell a compelling story and a really good one, but knowing that it's just you. It's just you and a dead fucking environment, so you really have to make sure you're expressing a lot in that to kind of keep the audience glued to the screen, to kind of keep the audience just as curious as your character is getting, and he does that magnificently. I think he's wonderful in this film. Joseph Kosinski, like I said, the director, he developed this world in here that it's so epic in scope. I mean, the visual effects designers that must have worked on this film, just, my hat goes off to them because the film looks stunning. It's a beautiful piece of work. And it's definitely something that I'm willing to kind of put on the same stature of things like Alien and Blade Runner. It just creates a really vast and beautiful-looking science fiction world. And that's, probably one of the biggest compliments that you can give any science fiction film, whether, it's new or, a little older or what have you. But this is great. I definitely would put Oblivion on, visually at least, on the same, level as those other classic films. It looks terrific. Other cast members that are in this, like I said, it's basically Tom Cruise and the female character that he's kind of working with for the majority of the film, but other cast members include the likes of Morgan Freeman, he has a very small role in it, but it's definitely crucial, and he's great in it. Morgan's always good in everything. Melissa Leo is in it, as well as Zoe Bell, and like I said, these are all supporting small characters, but it's really Tom Cruise and the fact that he's not really sure of what's being fed to him all the years that he's been, doing, the cleanup crew on these drones and what have you. But it's an incredibly interesting film. I mean, my eyes were glued to the screen the entire 2+ hours that this film was going on, and it's just great. I mean, like, I think that the science fiction genre, especially these days, is the one genre that just continues to get more and more exciting as each and every year passes on. It's a genre that they just keep managing to get, young up-and-coming talent to kind of keep reinventing and just reigniting the flame to this genre, and it's great. And Oblivion is definitely one that rates really high for me right now. It definitely, I had a lot of anticipation going into it, and it definitely met all my expectations. It's awesome. It's really action-packed when it needs to be. I mean, there's a lot of wild, crazy things going on in this. Very, explosive, very action-packed. So in that department, it definitely delivers. It just takes a little bit of time to get there, but of course, the climax and the big reveal of everything that is bringing, Tom Cruise and these characters to the truth is really fascinating. So I can't, kind of praise this film enough. I can't wait till it comes out on Blu-ray, because I'm sure it's just going to look stunning. But yeah, I mean, if you were even remotely curious about this film, I absolutely urge you guys to go to the theater and check it out. It definitely seems like it's going to be on track this weekend to be the #1 film. It's doing really terrific at the box office. It had like no competition this week, so it should have no trouble earning the #1 spot. And it rightfully deserves it. It's a terrific science fiction film. Tom Cruise is great in it. Joseph Kosinski's direction is great on it. And this guy, this director just continues it. This is only his second film, and he is fantastic. So all the more reason I just want him to get fucking working on Tron 3, because he's awesome. So definitely go and check out Oblivion. I can't see how any hardcore science fiction fan could be disappointed by this, because it's a great time. Well, that's all I have for you guys this time. Be sure to check out the movie whenever you can, and I'll see you in a future movie review. This has been Frightener22.